Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 6 and will present about tax avoidance. Before entering to the topic of discussion, let me introduce myself. My name is Denis Lamiati and my study number is 138. Okay, I will explain the definition of tax avoidance by the experts. The first, according to Mr. Buche and Chodro 2014, he said tax avoidance is a tool for tax saving by transferring the resources that should be given to the state to shareholders for increase after tax. The second, according to Mr. Preble et al. 2012, he said that tax avoidance is an activity is doing tax evasions by taking advantage by exploiting the existing legal weakness to minimize tax payable. The third, according to Mr. Brown 2012, he cited that tax avoidance is arrangement for a transaction in order to obtain a tax advantage, benefit, or rejection in a manner unintended by the tax law. The fourth, according to Mr. Pohan 2013, he said that tax avoidance is an effort to avoid taxes legally and safely for taxpayers without being supported by the taxation provision that apply where the methods and techniques are used potentially exploiting existing weakness in the laws and regulation themselves for reduce the amount of tax out. The conclusion of this definition is tax avoidance can be interpreted as an effort to ease the tax burden by not violating the law, exploiting weaknesses by the law, and taxation regulation. I think enough for me, and the next material will be explained by Nisa. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Anissa Ulfa, student number 154. And here I will be explaining about the example. The example 1 is tax avoidance scams that have been carried out by Google is double iris and Dutch sandwich. The second is the method originated from the efforts of these companies to avoid corporate tax in the US, which were valued at 35%. The third, the technique has made it possible for certain corporations to reduce their overall corporate tax rate dramatically, involving the use of a combination of iris and Dutch subsidiary companies to shift profits to law or not tax jurisdictions. 4. Google is based in the US and affiliated with two offshore companies in a tax-haven country, Ireland, which has a tax rate of only 12.5%. The next slide will be explained by Erita.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Erita Dia Rahmawati. My student number is 165. We will present the third material. Example, the holding company shifted its profit share to Ireland, then to the Netherlands, then back to Ireland. So the tax rate was almost O. The income was not taxed because there was a special agreement between Ireland and the European Union, which the Netherlands was one of them. In 2013, Google sent as much as $10 billion from the Netherlands. In that year, revenue of $767 million also entered Bermuda from a Google company in Asia. and the amount obtained by Google for the past 3 years from 2013 to 2015 reached 3.1 billion US dollar, and in 2017 Google reportedly transferred 19.9 billion euro to a Dutch company, which was then forwarded to an Irish company in Bermuda. Companies pay no tax in Bermuda. In 2018, Google moved 21.8 billion euro through a Dutch holding company to Bermuda, up from 19.9 billion in 2017.
My name is Turmala Sari Yudianti. My student number is 198. Confused. Official in the board, the United States and the European Union have long known about the double in the board erase scheme and its variant about only recently began to take action. In 2014, the EU deemed that it might close the loophole. Google was given until the end of 2020 to win the sale of the giveaway. Meanwhile, in the United States, Trump in 2015 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act (TTA) creates a new global tax framework for U.S. corporations that includes a new category of foreign income called a global intaxable low tax income, or GILTI. GILTI prefers income derived from the intangible asset acts as intellectual property, patent, trademarks, and copyrights. According to the new framework, U.S. companies and their subsidiaries now to have to pay a 10.5% tax on their intangible foreign income. Google has overhauled its global tax structure and consolidated all of its intellectual property holding back to the U.S., signaling the winding down of a tax loophole estimates to have saved American companies hundreds of the billions of the dollars.
My name is Sarina with student number 140. Next part is about the lesson we can learn from Google tax avoidance. Tax avoidance is the use of legal methods to modify an individual financial situation to lower the amount of income tax owed. Reducing the tax bill by means of effective planning is legal and in some forms encouraged by governments. Most taxpayers use some form of tax avoidance, even though it may seem negative, but it's not, especially double Irish and Dutch sandwich. The ethic of reducing tax liabilities becomes problematic when it is aggressively avoided through creative schemes that are not intended by the state. This is formally legal but highly questionable, seriously harmful, and unethical. So a very important lesson is the tax must be paid because the state or the country will suffer losses from tax avoidance. And then the conclusion is tax avoidance was legal and allowed Google to avoid income taxes, which represent the quantity of its overseas profit. The double iris and Dutch sandwich is a tax avoidance technique employed by certain large corporations involving the use of combination of Irish and Dutch subsidiary companies to shift profits to low or no tax jurisdictions. The last is tax avoidance is legal but not ethical. That's all the presentation from our group. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.